Okay, y'all. So this is gonna be my first ever TV show review. That was not something that I planned on doing, but oh my god, I love this new show. So I just have to review it for you guys because I want y'all to watch it too. I think it's only like 8 episodes because I think it's just like a series and not like a legit like show that's gonna come back on. But it's posed on FX. What made me want to watch it was just saying the trailer for it. Oh my god, seeing the trailer for it. It just gave me my early 20s when I used to go out with my gay best friend all the time. When he see this, he gonna trip. But when I used to go out with my gay best friend all the time, and we would go to the gay clubs, and we would go to Paradox on gay nights, and they would just have like the big circle of everybody standing around dancing. Oh my god. I don't know if I was a gay man in my past life, but I love it, and I love the ballroom scene. Like, oh my god, I was one of those. Let me stop saying oh my god, I'm terrible. But I just want y'all to know how much enthralled with this culture that I already was before this show came on, and that's why I wanted to review the show. Because I remember back in the day, like being on YouTube and watching the balls when they would have the balls on YouTube. That was the first time I ever saw Amaya Scott. Y'all know Amaya Scott is on Star now. She plays Cotton on Star. That was the first time that I had ever saw her was at a ball. And I want to say that, like, the category was Femme Queen Realness or something like that. And when I say Amaya gave a life, Amaya gave it life everlasting as this Femme Queen Realness, because of course she gives you Femme Queen all day. Like, she just served fish on a platter. Like, that's just Amaya. Anyway, the first time I saw her picture and found out she was a boy, I was just like, oh my god. Well, you know, previously was a boy. I was just like, oh my god. But I love Amaya. But anyway, so I'm glancing down at my notes. So it starts off with the character Blanca. So Blanca is basically in this house, and if you don't know what a house is, a gay house is basically where you have an older gay male, usually, that like sometimes he'll take gay kids off of the street, or it might be gay kids that he know. But like, we all, like, let's be real, we all know that, especially, and this is set in the 80s, we all know that back then, like, if you were gay, one, your parents put you out, and two, they thought it was a death sentence. Like, that was just automatic. Like, oh my god, you're gonna die from AIDS because you're gay. So this character, you know, we see her in her house or whatever with her mother. Her house mother's name is Electra, and I'm talking about she giving you Naomi Campbell cheekbones, like, and she's giving you 80s beats of the gods, just extra. So they're sitting around talking about this other house. What was the other house name, y'all? Hold up. The other house name was, I don't remember the name of the other house. But basically, the other house slaughtered them the last ball. So they needed a comeback. So the whole thing is, okay, y'all, what we gonna do so that we can, come back? What we gonna do? So Blanca says, well, let's walk in the category of royal or whatever. And the royalty category, that's what it is. So when she says this, her house mother, Electra, is just like, no. Basically, like, push her idea to the side. But not even 2 minutes later, she basically just says the same idea that Blanca says. She just says it in a more jazzed up way. And because of that, the children of the house listen to her, and they're all like, yes, we're going to do this together. We're going to walk together. The most epic scene in this whole daggone first episode is this scene in the beginning when they go into this daggone museum and they steal these royal costumes that are on display. Oh my god, this shit was so funny. When I say that they really like hid in the museum until the museum was closed and jumped out, put the stuff in trash bags, and ran to the ball and changed, all while police are chasing them, because the police, the security alarm goes off because they end up, how you gonna get out? You locked in. So they end up breaking the glass to get out of the museum. So, oh my god, that was just so cute. But so after that, it flashes to Damon. So Damon is basically going to be, we later see that he's going to be one of the first children in the house. So Damon is from Allentown, PA, and you see him dancing in this ballet studio. He's getting down, dancing or whatever. So then he on a bus, he's riding home. He goes home to his basically to his house and no one's there. His parents aren't there, and he blasts, I want to say he plays Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. That's my favorite song. So he plays that and he starts dancing. So this man forward walking. This man forward not only walking to see him dancing, but he also walk in and he has a magazine that Damon had, and basically it was you know, guys or whatever. So the father begins to whip him with a belt. He whip him with a belt. The mother comes home, and the mother is basically coming home in the midst of all this going on. So then the mother is like, you know, she breaks him apart or whatever. And no, matter of fact, did she break him apart? No, she didn't break him apart, because the father had already threw him out the door. The father threw him out the door after he beat him. So basically the father was like, you gotta go. So then the mother basically comes outside with his stuff, and she's giving him his book bag and his stuff, and she's like, if you rebuke this and you know, you say you're not going to participate in these foul acts, then I'll, you know, basically we're going to let you back in the house. And he tells the mother, like, this is who I am. Like, how you going to, you know, this who I am or whatever. So he ends up leaving. So all in the midst of this, we see Blanca still trying to find herself. So she ends up going to the hospital, you know, going to the doctors or whatever. She finds out that she has HIV. And like I told y'all, back then, like, that was a death, like in the 80s, that was a death sentence. Like, that was what you thought when they told you that you had that, was that you were going to die. So she's like, okay, what am I going to do? She took her to her friend. Her friend, he basically runs the balls. He's the MC on the mic when they having the balls or whatever. So his friend is like, you need a dream. So she's like, she decides what she's going to do. She's going to start her own house, and she's going to be like one of the most legendary houses that it ever was or whatever. So she goes ahead and she starts her, you know, she finds this little raggedy apartment, and she's like, I'm going to start my own house. So she gets back to her house, which is called House of Abundance, with Mother Electra. And basically Mother Electra already knows that she's about to start her own house, so she puts her out. So Blanca leaves, and she's just like, okay, whatever. Blanca, I want to say, like, it's like the next day, and I'm going off the top of my head, y'all. It's the next day. Blanca is walking downtown in New York, and she sees Damon. And Damon is outside. He's dancing, doing his thing, and she's just looking at him, and she's like, I've been looking for somebody like you. You know, somebody with your moves or whatever. And he's basically just like, whatever, like he's not with it. So she ends up taking him to go get something to eat. They go get something to eat. They talk. And she's basically telling him about gay life. And I think I'm somebody who I kirk to watch when I watch TV shows and stuff. So I saw that, like, you know, he was understanding, like, okay, you know, she knows more than I do. Like, this is her. So when Damon initially meets Blanca, he's not with it. He's not going back to the house with her. You know, he basically was like, you know, this was a good conversation. They, you know, they had a nice conversation. He's going to go ahead and they're going to go their separate ways. So Blanca end up leaving. Damon ends up staying back at the park where he was staying at, on a bench with the homeless people who are more homeless savvy than he is, because eventually Damon falls asleep and somebody steals his backpack, which we already knew was going to happen because he had been falling asleep before, and they had been trying to take it, but he kept waking up before they actually got his backpack. But then they get his backpack, and it's like, okay, he doesn't know what he's going to do now because everything was in there. Everything that he had was in there. How was he going to eat? You know, what is he going to do? So he digs in his pocket. He ends up finding Blanca's address in his pocket. So he goes to Blanca's house. And once he gets there, you know, she's basically talking to him, you know, telling him, I want to say she was telling him the house rules. So after that, oh my God, Angel was so pretty, so beautiful. So, but I feel like Angel is like a girl, like how women are, you know, when you come to that age, like, you want someone, you know, you're just at that age where you want somebody that's just for you, and like that's where Angel is at. However, her life is difficult because of course she's a transgender who's pre-op and she wants to get the operation. That's why she's outside selling herself or whatever. And you find what is so, it's so terrible, but that's what you find in that community. You find a lot of transgenders who are outside selling themselves, especially trans women. And because there's a lot of men, especially straight men, who have fetishes for trans women, or who even just like trans women. It doesn't even have to be a fetish. That just may be what they like, but they probably hide it from everybody else, which is what Angel comes in contact with. So Angel comes in contact with this white guy, and he has like he recently got a job at Trump Tower. So he's coming to get a hooker to celebrate, basically. So the first time that they talk, you know, they don't do anything. And, you know, he asked to see, you know, he wanted Angel to take her clothes off, and so he could see her body and all that stuff. He sees Angel's body, and they lay down, and basically they just talking. So when he drops Angel back off, he kisses Angel in the mouth. I'm like kissing him off. The whole time, I know, I'm sorry y'all, but it's just, I gotta be myself. The whole time that he kissing her in the mouth, I'm thinking to myself, like, you don't kiss hoes in the mouth. But neither here nor there. So this white guy goes, you know, he drops Angel off, he leaves, he goes home, and he got a whole wife and 2 children. So you see him at the sink brushing his teeth, and when I say scrubbing, that man was like, had the toothbrush all the way deep down his throat, scrubbing everything so that he could make sure that he cleaned his mouth. That was just like, that was a red flag to me, because that was one of them things like, okay, like, are you gonna hurt Angel because you not sure about yourself, you don't know what's going on with yourself? But oh my god, y'all, I'm going to keep reviewing Pose. Next time I'll make sure I have way more detailed notes. I really like the show, The Ballroom Scene, y'all. Oh my god, because eventually, like, Blanca tries to go against House of Abundance when she is just her, and because Angel eventually leaves House of Abundance and comes over to her house. They try to go at House of course they lose, you know, they were voguing. Like, we gotta talk about all of that. So the next episode, I'm gonna give like a real in-depth detailed review, because I'm going to make sure that my fiance is not home so I can have some, you know, some space to do the review. Yeah, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.